Hi all, this video is being created to kind of serve as a refresher for assignment groups and discussing how to use assignment groups to accurately calculate a semester grade within Canvas based on how you want a semester grade to be calculated. I know most of us set up assignment groups in the first quarter, and we use assignment groups whether we weight grades or do total points, and your Canvas courses are most likely set up kind of with those same assignment groups now. But as we move from the third quarter into the fourth quarter, this is a really important opportunity to pause and ask the question, are these assignment groups calculating the semester grade I want them to calculate? And if not, let's change them appropriately before it's too late and last minute. Because we're not using Rediker for the third quarter and fourth quarter to enter grades by hand, I find it really crucial to make sure that assignment groups are set up appropriately. The nice thing about this as well, if the assignment groups are set up appropriately, then the students on their grades page will be able to see an actual semester grade. I know there was some frustration in the first semester that students didn't know what their semester grade was, they weren't seeing the right thing. So if we take the time to do this correctly now, then the students will have the benefit of knowing truly where they stand. So as I see it, there's kind of four ways that we can create semester grades within Canvas. Very simply, the first way is just a running total from the first day of quarter 3 to the end of quarter 4. The semester grade is a total accumulation of points. So Johnny might have 872 points out of a total of 950 points offered over the semester. The second way is that same kind of running total throughout the semester, but this time using weighted categories. So as an instructor, you want homework to be a certain percentage of the semester grade, you want the exam to be a certain percentage, and so on. The third way is averaging quarter 3 and quarter 4 together. So Q3 is 50%, and likewise with Q4. But within each quarter, you're just doing total points. So John gets 273 points out of a possible 300 in quarter 3, and then in quarter 4 he gets 179 out of 220, and then those two averages, or those two percentages, are averaged together to get a semester grade. And then the fourth one is your quarters are averaged at 50%, but then within each quarter you want weighted categories. So what I'm going to do for the remainder of this video is walk through some slides demonstrating that process and showing some pictures of what it would look like in your Canvas account. So very simply, the first one is the running total, and this is by far the simplest. You can create however many assignment groups that you want. The big thing that you want to make sure is simply that there's no weight attached to the assignment groups. And so at that point, whether you have 2, as I've shown below, or you've created more, just to kind of denotate what category the assignments fall into, it'll simply be a running total of points from day 1 of Q3 to last day of Q4. So again, this is the running total approach to semester grades. The next one, adding a layer to that, is running total with some weighted categories. So the example you see on the screen here, let's say I want homework to be 20% of the grade, tests 30%, labs 30%, and exam 20%. Just do some math, make sure you're adding up to 100%. And the way this will calculate the semester grade is it will say from day 1 of Q3 to the last day of Q4, homework is worth 20% of that grade. Tests are worth 30% of the overall grade during that time period, and so on. And so when we take the snapshot here in a week or so at the end of quarter 3, that snapshot would be kind of weighted that way and show what the student's grade is at that point with those weights in place. And so within an assignments page, it looks like this. You've created your homework assignment group, your test assignment group, labs, and exam, and you've weighted each one appropriately. And so this would be calculating a running total for a semester grade with weighted categories. The next one that we're going to move to, the next two, refer to if you want quarter 3 and quarter 4 averaged together to get a semester grade. The simplest way to do this is to simply create 2 assignment groups, one for your quarter 3 assignments and one for your quarter 4 assignments. Pardon me. As you can see on the screen here, I've created 2 assignment groups and I've weighted each at 50%. And so then the way the semester grade will be calculated is running total of points in quarter 3 comes up with that final percentage. Running total of points in quarter 4 comes up with that final percentage. Then those 2 percentages are averaged together. This is certainly the simplest way to do it, but I think, in fact, I know that most of us do our grades in a more nuanced fashion than this. We like to assign weights to categories. So the last screen that I'm going to show here that I'm going to spend a few minutes on is if we want to average our quarter 4 together, but yet we want to weight the categories within each quarter. So if you take a look here on the screen up in the top half, oops, sorry about that. This is how I weight quarter grades for my English class right now. Reading is 25%, writing's 40%, and so on. So that is how I calculate a quarter grade within my class. Now what I would like Canvas to do is calculate that quarter grade for quarter 3 in that way, calculate that quarter grade for quarter 4 in that way, then at the end of the terms, average those 2 grades together. And so Canvas can do this. It just requires thinking like Canvas instead of thinking, well, it would just make sense if there's a button to hit to average Q3 and Q4, which I wish there was a button for that as well. But to create this scenario that I outlined above, you essentially need to duplicate your assignment groups for each quarter. And so you notice here I have quarter 3 reading, writing, vocab, and exam, and then quarter 4 reading, writing, vocab, and exam. You might be asking, why is the percentage split in half? Notice that reading was 25%, now it's 12.5%, 40 to 20. And the answer is that the semester grade needs to be calculated on a total of 100%. So if you do the math here, these 4 quarter 3 assignment groups are 50%, and these 4 are 50%. So at the end of the day, it's creating a quarter 3 grade at 50% and a quarter 4 grade at 50%. When we take a snapshot here in March of the quarter 3 grade, it'll just be these assignment categories for quarter 3 that are filled in, and so therefore it'll be weighted at the full percentage. So take a look at this screen. This is what it would look like in your Canvas course assignment page. You've got your assignment categories for each quarter, so my 4 for quarter 3, then I duplicate them again for quarter 4. And then you've just got to make sure as you're going on along the way that you spend time putting the assignments in the right categories. I know this was a lot. I know this last one especially was kind of complex. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to stop by and see me. Let's make sure our assignment groups are set up kind of exactly how we want them to be. Thanks all.